The story of this Hawaii healthcare hero, Dr. Patrick Ellison, begins in the beautiful place that is Kauai, where the sun meets the sea. There, George Thompson's life revolved around the ocean. For over 3 decades, he thrived as an avid diver, enjoying the natural wonders above and below the water's surface. But the years in the bright sunshine took a toll on George, leading him on a life-changing journey. George and his wife Deborah placed their trust in Dr. Patrick Ellison, a renowned dermatologist, when they discovered numerous cancerous spots.
I've had something like 27 Mohs surgeries, of which almost all of them were Dr. Ellison. So I've known him mostly as my Mohs surgeon over the last 7 years.
Dr. Ellison's expertise ensured that these cancers were permanently removed, providing reassurance to the Thompsons. However, in April 2022, something caught George's attention. This one was under George's arm, in his armpit.
When I first found it, I didn't tell her the first time I found it. I decided I would wait through the weekend because I thought it was just a swollen lymph node.
And as soon as I touched it, I knew it wasn't anything good. It was big, it was solid, it was scary.
The only time George could get an appointment for a fine needle biopsy to get a diagnosis was in 2 to 3 weeks. George and Deborah left a message for Dr. Ellison at 6 p.m. on a Friday night.
Literally within 10 minutes, the phone rang and it said, Dr. Ellison. And I picked it up and I said, hey, Doc. And he said, what's going on, George? And I told him the whole story about everything. And without a moment's hesitation, he said, okay, I'm going to set this up. We're going to do the fine needle biopsy in my office. I want you here on Monday. Can you get here on Monday? And you may have to wait because I don't know when the pathologist is going to be able to make it over.
From there, it was a blur. Surgery and radiation therapy got most of it, but there was cancer that was too close to sensitive areas. After a telehealth appointment and consulting with other doctors, with Dr. Ellison's guidance, George got the treatment he needed in Texas. 4 months later, George got the final surgery that would remove the cancer.
I mean, as you get to know folks, you get to understand and see them, not just in the very short instances where you get to know they have this problem and you're fixing it, but you see them and you see their families and you see all these people that they touch, and they also have an impact on me. And it's a very rewarding thing to be a part of, a very privileged thing. And I feel very, very lucky to be a part of it, part of this process.
Every time we hit a wall and needed to have an answer questioned or have some kind of, just something to give us hope again or to keep going, we would text Dr. Ellison or George would call and they would talk, and that just would recenter us again, and we would just kind of get back on track. And so I don't think Dr. Ellison really realizes the extent of how much he was such a critical part of George beating cancer.